am 30 minutes late today. All right. Hey guys, welcome to A Coastal Alive. All right, let me turn off my theme song. I am 30 minutes late today, going live. I had to do my hair. I did a little afro. I got my Frederick Douglass afro. And then when I was trying to get earrings on, my daughter wanted to get earrings put on herself, so I had to find her earrings. So we had a little bit of a hiccup, but I'm here, which is all that matters. Hey, comment so I can acknowledge you. I can't see exactly who's in the live, but I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. So I'm going to introduce myself, especially for those of you who don't know who I am, who have never seen me before. My name is Akosua Casaberry. I am the founding CEO of Casaberry Consulting. No, I'm not. That's my husband's business. I am the founding CEO of Akosua, which is the #1 publishing firm based in the Bronx, New York. I'm from Harlem. I was born in Kukrentumi, Ghana, raised in Harlem, New York. And I got into publishing, after I got into publishing, once I got fired while I was pregnant with my daughter, Madison. I worked as a office administrator for an engineering firm, and I got let go. And after, getting fired and getting on unemployment, figuring out if I was going to go back into the workforce, realizing how difficult of a task that would be, and wanting to prioritize breastfeeding my daughter, taking care of her, having more than just 6 weeks maternity leave, I decided to publish my first book, Back to Kukrentumi, which is a collection of poems. And after that, I published 2 more books. My second book being Dear Nice Girl, which is a Akosua motivational quote book. And my third book, Why Every Pregnant Woman Should Write a Book, which is Akosua Akosua product book. So I've been going live on Facebook every Wednesday for the past 5 months to talk about 5 book marketing secrets to use unless you want your book to stay unpurchased and unappreciated. But today I'm going to switch it up a bit and focus on motivating you guys, because to be honest, this information means absolutely nothing if you're not committed and consistent with marketing and building your brand, right? So I have coaches and mentors who preach consistency and commitment. And that helped push me through, that helped push me forward and push me through to continue to work on my business and my brand. In 2021, towards the end of the last quarter, I went through a phase of imposter syndrome. And coming out of that, my mentors and coaches preached consistency and showed it, right? And, following suit brought me out of that to help me find my confidence, to help me, narrow down or hone in on my target audience, my readers, my clientele. And I'm trying to pass it forward, right? Because I know it can be hard as an entrepreneur and authorpreneur. All right. But you shouldn't expect to be successful at marketing your book if you're unwilling to be committed and consistent. So if you're popping up and posting when you feel like it, that ain't it. If you're trying to convince yourself that right now isn't the right time, or you need more money before you can market, that ain't it either. If you're using the excuse of being an introvert, which a large number of writers are, I'm an introvert, right? And I know that I have to show up for my brand and business if I want to see the success that I dream about. So if you're using that as an excuse, that ain't it. And sorry, I got sidetracked. But yes, if or if you want to see success, excuse me. All right. My father would definitely kill me if he heard me saying ain't instead of isn't. That's just a little side note. But like, this is a bit of an extreme example, but it's still very real. But even scammers are dedicated to scamming people consistently. And all jokes aside, am I lying, right? We have access to so much content on what goes on behind the lives of scammers, and they're consistent with their dedication to scamming. So why can't you even show up for your brand more than once or twice a month, right? Some of you even less than that. And you got scammers who are more dedicated to scamming people than you are dedicated to marketing your book. Make that make sense? All right. So, and I'm not talking about emergencies, right? Because emergencies are a part of life. I'm not talking about emergencies. I'm talking about you being healthy and absolutely able to show up for your brand, but choosing not to for whatever reason, right? For if not a lot of people show up to your lives or show up to like your comments or post or engage. The one things that my mentor also consistently preach is that people see it regardless of if they like or don't like. They're scrolling, they may watch, they may not watch, you really don't know. But if that's what you're focusing on, then you're focusing on the wrong thing. And a lot of people call those vanity metrics anyways. But being consistent helps you earn the next stages of leveling up and leveling up in your brand. There's a book called Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson, and he talks about how he had to earn completing and publishing a successful book. And I couldn't agree more. It took him 18 months. And some of us try to rush our process, to success. And there is no magic potion. There is no quick fix. It takes consistency and commitment and dedication, right? So there are books, right, that may not be as good as yours, but those authors, entrepreneurs are consistent with marketing. One of my mentors has 6 kids. Shout out to you, Melanie, if you see this. And she shows up for her business consistently, right? And there's no quick fix or magic potion. You need to show up even when you don't want to. You need to show up even when you don't want to. I have an entrepreneur coach, and she was going live on Instagram like every week or so. And on one of the lives, she was upfront about not really being in the best of moods that day. And it was clear, like you can, just see it. And she made it a point to point out that fact, but to show that she showed up anyways, and she was going to show up anyways. And she was passing that message forward, literally as an example, right? She could have just said, you know what? I don't even want to do this today, so I'm not going to show up. But instead of doing that, she came on and was like, guys, I'm a little off today, but I'm here and I'm showing up, right? And that's what you have to do. That is literally what you need to do to be consistent and committed. Because it's not based off of a feeling or, I'm motivated today versus I'm not motivated today. But the biggest takeaway from today's live is just being consistent and showing up for your brand, because none of the tips or secrets that I provide will be useful if you are not willing to go all in and show up day after day after day. I've been doing this for 3 years now, and I'm going to continue to show up. There's no way that I'm not. There's no way, right? But yeah, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, especially since I started late. But finally, to wrap this up, I've enjoyed providing the 5 book marketing secrets. However, I realized that this content serves a specific group of entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs. And it serves the entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs who already have a book that they can use as a lead magnet to grow their audience and clientele. But that completely ignores those who are struggling to write their story, who don't know where and how to start. So I'm working on content right now and courses, webinars to address that group and to, provide information on how entrepreneurs can even get their story out. What are the obstacles in their way that they can knock down to help them reach the goal of writing their story. Okay, so I'll end the live with reading a letter and a passage, nice girl, and I'll be reading letter 30 from Dear Nice Girl, which is on page 96. Yeah, I'll go ahead and jump right in. All right, so this is letter 30 from Dear Nice Girl. Dear Nice Girl, self-discipline and consistency are the best things you can do for yourself. I grew up in a household where my parents were very strict and were raised with a certain discipline that they attempted to instill into their children. Some stuck and some didn't. I took their home trained discipline for granted. Before my mom started working a lot, she was always on top of chores, and my dad woke up at the crack of dawn to type on his computer. They were consistent in their daily regimen. However, I still had to learn the essence of self-discipline on my own and how to apply it in my own life. I had to rewire myself mentally first before I was able to attain the true meaning of discipline. For example, when I made the decision to write a poem every single day, no matter what my day was like, it didn't take too long until I became confident in my ability to write a poem every day. I released the pressure of coming up with a perfect poem in one shot. I would sometimes just write whatever came to mind or literally write down that I didn't know what to write. Because I write every day, I no longer have the time to dwell on how successful or unsuccessful my books are. Life keeps moving and I must move with it. I'm doing what I love and holding myself accountable for having the discipline to work on my craft every day. That has helped my self-esteem as a writer and an entrepreneur and a businesswoman and a publishing consultant and a publisher. All right, I just added those in there. That's not in the book. That's not in the passage. But yes, that has helped my self-esteem as a writer. It has also given me confidence within myself to produce valuable content when I get out of my own way. So I wanted to read that letter because I know that it can relate to a lot of what entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs go through when it comes to marketing and building their brands, because entrepreneurship is not easy, right? But the one thing that we can actually do is be consistent and commit to being consistent, commit to showing up, right? So I just wanted to leave that there. You can download your free copy of Dear Nice Girl at imakosua.com, and I will see you guys next week.